second year English, grammar, verb patterns, verb patterns. So this particular topic goes with question number 13. Question number 13, section C, marks 4 into 1, 4 marks, 4 marks. So model question. So here they give a structure of the sentence, structure of the sentence with an example. So for which basing on the given example sentence, you are supposed to answer 4 more sentences on your own. 4 more sentences on your own. So here see the model question. So here it contains a subject, transitive verb, object. Subject, transitive verb, object. So here in transitive verbs we use V1 and V2 forms of verbs. So here subject, I, transitive verb, wrote, object, this story. So this is the model question given to you in the question paper. So basing on the model question, it is your responsibility to write 4 more sentences on your own in the same model, in the same structure. Write down more than 4 questions so that you don't lose any marks. Now let us take up the topic in detailed manner. Pattern, verb pattern 1A, verb pattern 1A. So here serial number, subject, linking verb BE, subject plus subject complement, noun phrase or adjective, noun phrase or adjective. So here see the first 2 example sentence. Kiran is a businessman. So it is a noun phrase. 2. They were not students. So they were not students. Students is a noun. So third one, the dish is hot. So here hot is an adjective. So here am, is, are, was, were are called as B forms. Am, is, are, was, were are called as B forms. When we write the own sentences, it becomes necessary to write grammatically correct sentences. So for which it becomes necessary to understand the subject-verb agreement. So here I, we, you, they, any plural, he, she, it, any name, any singular. So these appear as subjects in the given sentences. Understand? Given sentences. So when we go with the present tense, I takes am as the B form, we, you, they, any plural takes are as a B form, he, she, it, any name and any singular take is as a B form. So here in past tense, I takes was as a B form and we, you, they, any plural take were as a B form and he, she, it, any name, any singular take was as a B form. Now let us try to frame our own sentences. Raju was a classmate. So here Raju is the subject, was is the linking verb, B form. A classmate is a noun phrase. Curries were tasty. So here curries is the subject, were is the verb, B form in plural form, tasty is an adjective. She is not a player. Understand? So don't forget, only article A and N are preceded with the singular nouns. Next one, verb pattern 1B. Serial number, subject, linking verb, BE, B form, complement of the verb. So given example sentences. First one, the photograph was on the table. The bird was in the nest. Is in the nest. The guests were in the hall. So the subject verb agreement remains the same as the previous one. Let us try to frame own sentences. The flower is in the garden. See here, the flower is a third person singular one. So for that reason we used is. is in present tense. The picture was on the wall. The picture was on the wall. So here also the picture is 30% singular. So we use was. The books are on the table, desk. The books are on the desk. So here books is the subject which is in plural form. So for that reason we used are. Any plurals take are as a subject be form in present tense. The boy was in the ground. The boy was in the ground. The old man was in the garden. The old man was in the garden. So now let us take up verb pattern 1C. Verb pattern 1C. So here serial number, there, linking verb be, real subject, complement of the verb. So here there remained constant. So there are dogs in the street. So here subject verb agreement is maintained with real subject. There is a lizard on the wall. There was a snake in the garden. So now let us frame the own sentences. So there were flowers in the garden. So here flowers is the plural form. So here verb we used it in past tense. There was a snake in the park. Snake is a singular one. So for which we used was in order to indicate past tense. Be form past tense. There were children in the class. Child is a singular one. Children is a plural one. So for which we used were as a be form verb. There were books on the decks. Books is also a plural.